Happy Wednesday, scholars. We're going to have a wonderful day of teaching and learning. Let's get started with the morning announcement.
Good morning, Scenic Hills students and staff. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Good morning, Scenic Hills students and staff. Please remain standing for the Bobcat information. Bobcats are powerful. I think positively. I take ownership for my actions. I make wise choices. I'm excited about new learning. I will reach my goals. I forgive others and myself. I am understanding of differences. I am a leader. I am a Bobcat.
Now, every day, all of the Bobcats within our Scenic Hills School should strive to display our foundational values. In order to do this, you must think about the 3R approach, which is to be respectful, be responsible, and to always be ready to learn. Today, we have one scholar celebrating a birthday. We want to send a special birthday shout out to Elisha Boyce. Elisha, we are so excited that you came to school today to spend just a piece of your special day with us. And we hope this day brings you everything that makes you smile. Now, scholars, if you are in the room with Elisha, I want you to point to her, and say, Happy birthday! In today's classroom spotlight, we are shining a light on some of our grade 1 scholars, specifically our grade 1 scholars in Miss Somerville's class who were caught being ready to learn. As Miss Somerville was going over her performance-based objective, each of her scholars had their PBO study guide out following along. Scholars, we are so proud of you. Keep up the great work. In our school-wide events and activities, scholars, we have our next Bobcat Bonanza coming up on this Friday. In order to be eligible, you must have no more than 4 behavior tallies. No more than 4 behavior tallies. Teachers, in order to make sure that our scholars understand what appropriate and acceptable behavior looks like, we must hold them accountable. We have been in school for almost 30 days. It is time out for giving chances Our scholars understand the expectations, and we must uphold our school-wide creed and make sure that we hold our scholars accountable for their actions. If they are not following our 3R approach in every setting, we must hold them accountable. 4 tallies or less. Scholars must also not have had a parent phone call home. That includes teachers when we have to visit the car line, when we have to email parents, when we have to text parents to correct student behavior. They must not have visited our school counselor, our district behavior specialist, or been sent to the office for misbehavior of any kind. Because in order to do those things, students must have at least 5 behavior tallies. So we know that if you visited the school counselor, the district behavior specialist, or the office, you have at least 5 conduct marks. Just know that that's what you have. And scholars, us holding you accountable is only setting you up for success in life. Everyone will hold you accountable, no matter how old you are. Even when you get a job, like your teacher, like Principal White, we are held accountable for our actions. And so we make sure that we set you up for success, not only in school, but in life, by teaching you to follow the rules. We only have 3 rules at our school: to be respectful, responsible, and ready to learn in every space that you are in. When you treat us good, we treat you good. I think we might need to bring out the big games for this Bobcat Bonanza this time. I think we're ready. I think we are ready for the big games. I can't wait to see which of our scholars are eligible for the Bobcat Bonanza on this special Friday. Make sure that you are following our 3R approach no matter where you are. In our other school-wide events and activities, scholars, are you a brilliant Bobcat, a rising star, or a double-digit scholar? Do you know that beginning next Monday, we will be taking our Mastery Connect assessments in reading, math, and science. These are our first assessments for this school year. As you concentrate courageously on your assessment, you have the opportunity to prove just how brilliant you are. And if you're new to the Hill, once you finish your assessments, we announce on the morning announcements whether you have tested into one of our academic proficiency clubs. And depending on the club that you test into, you get a wristband to match the name of that club. Don't you want to get the Brilliant Bobcat wristband, the Rising Star wristband, or the Double Digit Scholar? So next week, when you begin your assessments, you need to concentrate like never before. And for the rest of this week, I will talk to you about each of our different proficiency clubs and what you will need to make on your assessment in order to qualify for them. In our next school-wide event, scholars, have you brought back your form so that you could register your dad, your father, or your father figure for our next school-wide event, which will take place on September the 27th. On September the 27th, we will be having Donuts with Dad. Don't you want to invite your dad to come up and have a donut with you? Now, we had over 100 grandparents for Grandparents' Day on Monday. Now, but I know that we can beat that record by having more dads than we had grandparents. Now, last year, we were able to beat our record. I am expecting to have more than the 100 grandparents we had on Monday at our Donuts with Dad event is coming up in 2 weeks. So make sure when you go home, you tell your dad, your father figure, your favorite uncle that they have 2 weeks to be ready to come to the school at 9 o'clock on September 27th to have a donut with you. I know that you can do this, scholars. I believe in you.
3GC Literacy Pledge. I promise to read each day and each night. I know it's the key to grow up right. I read to myself, I read to the crowd. It makes no difference if silent or loud. I read at my desk, at home, and at school, on a beanbag or bed, by a fire or pool. Each book that I read puts smarts in my head, because rain grow more thoughts, the more they are fed. Come rain or come shine, snow, wind, or sleet. Each day of the week, reading's a treat. So I take this pledge to make reading my way, and feeding my brain what it needs every day. By Deborah Angustein.
In our Students in the Spotlight, today we are shining a light on one of our scholars who was caught lending a helping hand. Today we are celebrating Grade 2 scholar James Hawkins III. James, we are so proud of you for always being willing to lend a hand when needed. Keep up the great work. Now, scholars, on yesterday, you earned 2 Read Alouds. I hope that you were able to take away a couple of strategies that you could use to control your anger, and I can't wait to hear about which scholars went home and took over the kitchen, since it was National Kid Take Over the Kitchen Day on yesterday. I can't wait to hear about what you cooked for your family. Now, scholars, today's Read Aloud is entitled Scribble Stones. Now, everything has a purpose, but what do you think a scribble stone will be used for? In today's story, you will find out. Can't wait to hear what you think about today's story. Now, I know, scholars, I know what you're thinking, that there is no way that we have a bonus read aloud for a 4th day in a row. But scholars, I am here to tell you that we have another national holiday today. Today is National Coloring Day. Did you know that that was a thing? National Coloring Day falls on September the 14th every single year. So in honor of National Coloring Day, our bonus read aloud is entitled The Day the Crayons Quit. Uh-oh. Did you know crayons could quit? Quit, that means to stop doing something. Why do you think the crayons are going to stop doing their job? Well, that is what you will find out in today's Read Aloud. Now, teachers, I need you to carve out about 15 minutes today for both of our read alouds. The bonus read aloud is 7 minutes and 28 seconds. I'm asking that we also infuse a little writing into our day. And so I would like for scholars to write an opinion essay today. So, students, after you finish with today's read aloud, you are going to pick one of the crayons and I want you to write about 3 reasons that this particular crayon should not quit their job. So you have to come up with one of the colors of crayons and you have to come up with 3 reasons to convince the crayon not to quit their job. Now I know you can do this. Teachers, I would love to read our scholars' opinion essays in K through 2. That should be a shared essay, a shared story between the class, and in grades 3 through 5, I would like for scholars to write their own essay. Now, teachers, if there is not enough time for scholars to do this during the day, they could do it as an independent task during intervention or as a homework assignment, but I would love scholars. I can't wait to read your essays about why the crayons should not quit. It would be like our school making our own book about why the crayons should come back to work. I can't wait to read your opinion essays, your page in our school-wide book. Remember, every day we're building brilliant Bobcats because we are raising the bar by believing in ourselves, achieving our goals, and reimagining our future.
Together we must believe. Together we will achieve. Together we are will imagine 901. How for taught today or teacher learning.